Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day. Okay, so today guys, we have got ourselves another CeX video. You guys know how this goes by now. We go to CeX, buy stuff, I show you guys what I bought, that sort of thing. But today guys is a bit of a fail when it comes to going to CeX. Like, things didn't exactly go as I wanted them to. So I do apologise if this is a bit of a long-winded video. There's a few things I need to get into, but yeah, we will get into stuff. So yeah, first things first guys, the reason I actually wanted to go to CeX in the first place was not to actually buy games. I actually went there to trade stuff in. For those that don't already know this, I'm potentially moving back in with my parents. I obviously live on my own in a flat and I love living here, but it's just very expensive and I don't have a ton of money at the minute. So my old man had a bit of an idea and he proposed it to me where basically I rent this flat out for a few years, get myself back together financially, and then I can move back in and rent this flat out whilst I'm doing it. That way I can get the mortgage paid, and yeah, basically that was the idea. And I quite like this idea guys. My mum and dad only live up the road. There's a spare room I can crash in for a bit, so all in all I don't think that's a terrible idea. And the problem with that though guys is if you've seen my game room, I've got a lot of stuff and I've got a lot of video games. Like, I've just got tons of shit, so obviously I'm not going to be able to have all of that stuff in my mum and dad's house. A lot of that stuff is going to have to go into storage, especially the figures and stuff, but yeah, the games as well is probably a lot of that is going to have to go into storage. So it really made me sort of analyze what I actually really want in my collection, you know. Like, I started going through my games and just thinking about games I don't really play that much anymore or just don't really need. There's a lot of modern games that have really good trade-in value that I've played, beaten, I've finished, and I just don't really need to play anymore. So I just kind of started picking out games that I just wasn't like a huge fan of, like games I liked but just really can't see myself replaying straight away. At the end of the day, I can buy a lot of these games again in 5 to 10 years time. That'll be half the price of what they are now, so yeah, it just is a bit of a no-brainer. So yeah, off the top of my head, a few of the games that I was trading in was like Sea of Stars on the Nintendo Switch. Great game, played it, beaten it, really enjoyed it, but it trades in for 20 quid, so again, I've beaten it. It's a long game, I'm probably not going to play it anytime soon. Astrobot was one I wanted to trade in because it has really good value. I've platinum trophied that game, absolutely love it. I will definitely pick it up again at some point, but I'm just in no rush to replay it because again, I've platinum trophied it. And yeah, the list kind of goes on like that, guys. A lot of games that I enjoyed, played, beaten, but I don't need to replay anytime soon. So yeah, that was kind of the plan, guys. I was going to go into CeX, I was going to get that stuff traded in, and maybe, just maybe, I'll buy 1 or 2 games. It was going to be a fairly low-key video of me just, you know, trading in stuff and maybe just getting a couple of bits. You know, it wasn't going to be this crazy pickups video, but there was one game that popped into stock the day before I went in, and I was like, holy shit, I need this game. It's a game I've wanted for years. I've wanted it for so long. It's not like the rarest game ever, but it is fairly rare. Like, it's not common at all, and it's not the cheapest, and I thought, yep, I've got to get this game. So I thought it'd be a good idea to do a click and collect, because it's one of those games that won't stick around for long. Like, someone will buy it pretty much straight away. And there was a couple of other games I put in the click and collect as well, and I was super duper excited about getting this game, but things have not gone to plan, and I will get into that later. But yeah, before we go into it any further, guys, I figured I'd just kind of show you guys around CeX a little bit, because I did have a little look around. Also, I did look in a few charity shops, and there were some games and stuff, so I'll quickly show you guys that, and then we'll get onto our pickups and talk about why today was a bit of a fail. Alright, boys and girls, so I arrive in my local town of Barnstable. Obviously, I'm here to trade in my games mostly, but of course, we do have that click and collect. But before we do that, I figured I'd just go in a few charity shops, you know, just in case they got some games in there. Unfortunately, though, guys, one of them has closed down, or at least I thought they'd closed down, but basically they've just moved across the road. For some reason, before, this charity shop was split into 2, but they've decided to kind of merge into 1, which, you know, just makes sense. You know, like, I don't know why they didn't do that before. But yeah, before they'd put all the media and stuff like across the road, and then this one would just be like clothes and what have you. But now again, they've merged together, so all the media, like the Blu-rays, the games, it's all in here. In terms of Blu-rays, I didn't really see anything I was too interested in. The only thing that kind of somewhat caught my eye was these Hobbit movies. I've been recently watching the Lord of the Rings films, so I've kind of been thinking maybe I need to give the Hobbit films a try because I've never seen them. As for games, nothing too crazy, but I did see a copy of Gran Turismo 5, which is a game I kind of want to get at some point, but I'm in no rush. Obviously, with me potentially moving in with my parents, I'm being really particular with the games that I'm buying in a minute. I'm not just going to buy any old thing. Like, it's got to be a game I really want to play. Alright guys, into the second charity shop, and the first thing that kind of caught my eye was this chair right here. This looks like the coziest and most comfortable gaming chair ever. Genuinely, if I wasn't thinking about moving out, I would maybe even buy that, because that would be so cool in my game room. But yeah, in terms of the games they had in this charity shop, guys, it's pretty terrible. Like, it's proper fodder in here. If you want copies of Buzz or FIFA 06 or whatever, they'll probably have it. But yeah, it's proper bad stuff. PC ROM games that no one really wants. Just the games that, yeah, no one really wants at all. The reason they're in here is because they've got no value, you know, nobody wants these games, and nothing in this charity shop, unfortunately. Just before heading into the final charity shop, I decided to go to Greg's, because you can never go wrong with a cheeky little steak bake. Not gonna lie, guys, I may or may not have bought 2 steak bakes. I was feeling greedy today. But yeah, after that, guys, I do head into the final charity shop. Not a ton of choices in here with games. They had a copy of Battlefield 1, but it was incredibly overpriced. I think they wanted like a $5 for it. I mean, I've got it anyway. They did also have a copy of Skyrim, but once again, it was overpriced. But yeah, that's pretty much all there was in the charity shops, guys. So of course, I head over to CeX. Now, obviously, I've done a click and collect, so I didn't really have to look at the shelves, but I figured I would just have a quick look anyway. You never know if they've got steel books and that sort of thing. Like, you can't see that type of thing online, so yeah, I figured it was worth having a look. So yeah, I start off in the Xbox 360 section, guys, and the first game that catches my eye is Lego Lord of the Rings. They had like 5 copies of this here. Now, this is a game I do want, but I actually would like to get it for the PS3 or the PS Vita. They did also have this Halo game here, which had a nice little slip cover. That was kind of tempting. Alright, guys, after that, I head over to the PlayStation 2 section. Of course, the PlayStation 2 is quite possibly my favorite console of all time. However, the problem with that, though, guys, is that I have a lot of PS2 games already, and, you know, my backlog for the PS2 is absolutely massive. So yeah, if I'm going to buy a PS2 game, it's got to be something pretty damn good. But yeah, the first game that kind of caught my interest with the PS2 was this Mortal Kombat game here. Never played this one before, so that was kind of intriguing. I did also see a copy of Eco that I do have on the PS3 with the HD remastered, but, you know, I just kind of wanted to have a look at the PS2 version for some reason. I did also see this copy here of Turok Evolution. Now, I don't think this is meant to be the best game ever. In fact, I think it's got pretty terrible reviews, but it is a game I used to have, so, you know, maybe I might pick that up at some point. But yeah, after that, guys, I head over to the PS3 section, and I've got quite a heavy backlog with the PS3, quite similar to the PS2, but I figured I'd have a look. They did have this Ace Combat game that I think Pixel Paul was raving about, so I might get that at some point. It's not really my sort of cup of tea, Ace Combat, but I might give it a go because it's quite cheap. But yeah, for the most part, guys, I was kind of just looking at the PS3 section for steelbooks because I always kind of overlook that kind of thing. But yeah, following on, guys, I head over to the PS4 section, and I do see this nice little slipcover here for this Lego game. I think that was Lego Jurassic World. Pretty cool. And they did also have a DC Supervillains one. They are quite slick, but, you know, nothing that I really, like, I'm that crazy about in terms of the games themselves. That's the thing when it comes to slipcovers and that sort of thing, guys. Like, if I don't really want the game, then I definitely won't buy it. You know, I'm not just going to buy a game just because the slipcover's cool. If it's a slipcover for a game I really like, then yeah, I might buy it. But if it's just the slipcover, I'm not too interested. Okay then, guys, next up we come over to the PS5 section. I do see quite a few games for the PS5 that were kind of interesting, like this one right here, Go Mecha Ball, I think it was called. Never ever heard of this game before. It's a super rare game, not like in terms of its actual rarity. I don't know how rare it is, but it's made by Super Rare. But yeah, just one I've never seen before. They did also have a copy of Guardians of the Galaxy. That's only 12 quid now, so I might get that at some point. I've never played it. And then I see a copy of Death Stranding, guys, and I've been playing this for the PS4. Absolutely loving it. It's really good. And I saw they had it on the PS5, and it's a lot more money on the PS5, so I wonder why that is, because honestly, I can't imagine there's that much of a difference. I did also see they had Dead Island 2. This is a game I do need to check out at some point, because I do actually quite like Dead Island 1. Alright, guys, coming over to the Nintendo section, I have a look at the Nintendo Switch. Honestly, there wasn't anything that was, like, really striking me with the Switch. Like, there's just, I feel like I might be the only one here, but I feel like CeX kind of overprices their Nintendo Switch games, especially, like, the newer stuff. Like, there's certain games you can just get for way cheaper if you look out on, like, I don't know, eBay or Amazon. Anyway, I did see this one right here, guys. Speaking of overpriced, this game was 80 quid. I don't know if that was overpriced or not, but I've never ever heard of it. Kind of interesting. I don't know, it might be worth looking into at some point. But yeah, finally, guys, I have a look at the Nintendo DS section. You guys know that I love my Nintendo DS. But yeah, I did have a look online already, so I kind of knew what they had. But I saw Diddy Kong Racing there. I think that's like the N64 version, but just ported onto the DS, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that was everything they had in CeX, guys. So I decided to take a nice little walk. It was a very beautiful day. You know, the sun was out, and I want to enjoy the sunshine while it's here, because Devon honestly rains way too much, alright? So I wanted to enjoy the sun. Plus, I still had my steak bakes to eat, so I found a bench to sit on and eat these. I must admit, they were absolutely delicious. I do love a good old steak bake. You really can't go wrong. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I filmed, guys. So other than that, we'll head back over to the game room and talk about our pickups. Okay then, boys and girls, we are back in the game room, so let's talk about our pickups and let's get into what you guys probably clicked on this video for. Actually guys, just before we get into things, there was one game they didn't accept. They took literally every single game in except for this one, and that game was Twin Caliber for the PS2. I picked this game up at the London Retro Gaming Market. I was really excited about this game, like it looked really cool on the back, and it was a game I used to have, but I remembered nothing about it. I can see why now. It just really wasn't a very good game. I was very disappointed when I put this one in and played it, and the reason they didn't take it in, guys, is it's a foreign copy, which I didn't even realize. It plays in English, it's PAL as well, so yeah, I mean, they could have taken it in. It's not a big deal, but I don't know, it trades in for a few quid. It's not the end of the world, so I'll just car boot that one. But anyway, guys, let's dive into our pickups. Now, I didn't buy a ton of games. Like I said, I was trying to get rid of games, so I didn't want to just pile my game room up with even more games, you know. I just bought a couple of bits. So yeah, let's dive into it then, guys, and we'll start off with this one that wasn't actually for me. This is for my older brother, and that game is going to be Rampage Total Destruction. This game only cost me £1. Well, actually, technically it was free because I used voucher. I've got a load of vouchers, by the way, guys. Got tons of CeX vouchers that I've been using lately, so pretty much all of my CeX visits have been free. Well, free is kind of a stupid way of looking at it, isn't it? Because it's not really free. I'm giving them stuff to, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I got it on a voucher. But yeah, the reason I picked this one up for my brother is that I already have this game for the PS2, and I was playing it last year, and I was quite enjoying it. I was at my mum and dad's house just chilling and playing it, and my older brother saw me playing it, and he thought that it looked pretty good. I remember him saying that he might pick it up at some point if he sees it, but yeah, I saw it for the Nintendo Wii for £1, and my older brother is a big fan of the Nintendo Wii. I'm not really massive on it. Like, I just thought it was a bit of a shit console. I don't like the controls, and it's just, I don't know, it's okay, but I don't love the Wii. My older brother loves it though, so yeah, for £1, I just figured I'd get him that. Unfortunately, it does not come with the manual. It is incomplete. I didn't realize that because it was a click and collect, but yeah, for £1, you can't really moan too much, so yeah, that's a gift for my brother. Okay, guys, this next one is one that I've been playing and absolutely loving. It's a really cool game. Not perfect, but it has been very, very fun, and that is going to be Lord of the Rings Conquest. So yeah, recently, fellas, I've been watching all of the Lord of the Rings movies. I watched the entire trilogy and just absolutely loved them. I did like the Lord of the Rings before, but I've got a new appreciation for the films now. Like, I absolutely adore them. So this is a game that I saw and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give that game a go, because I've heard that apparently it's basically Star Wars Battlefront, but Lord of the Rings, which sounds like the best thing ever, because I love Star Wars Battlefront. Unfortunately, it's nowhere near as good as Star Wars Battlefront, or at least nowhere near as good as Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's not on that level. It's a lot jankier than I thought it would be. It has got a bit of clunk to it, but it is a very fun game. I'm currently working my way through the campaign, and yeah, it's actually really good. I like the campaign quite a lot. The instant action is pretty shit though. Like, for some reason, they made all the enemies super spongy, so I'm not really a big fan of the instant action, but the campaign's super good, and you kind of like replay the events of the films, and obviously with me rewatching the films, it's all like fresh in the memory. So yeah, you'll be like taking part in all the different battles from the films. I really like the campaign. It's super good. Don't know why the instant action sucks, but hey, at least the campaign's good. So yeah, so far, boys, really enjoying that one. Okay, guys, we have got 2 pickups remaining, and one of the pickups is going to be in an envelope, and you're probably wondering, Majel, what's this all about? Did you do a CeX lottery? Well, actually, guys, this is a game that they couldn't find, and for those that don't know, if you do a click and collect and they can't find it, they have to send it to you for free. Well, it's not for free, but the delivery is free. You don't get charged a £3 delivery. But yeah, this is a game that I've wanted for ages, and I finally saw they had it in stock, so I was like, yep, I'm getting that. I'm going to put that in the click and collect. I was so excited, and then I got the email saying they couldn't find it, so I was like, well, that's annoying, but yeah, they sent it to me, so it's all good. I'm hoping this is not going to be a fail, by the way, guys. If this is a fail, I'm going to be fuming. Anyway, lads, the game is going to be Gears of War 2. Now, some of you guys are probably getting some crazy deja vu right now, because you probably wonder why I bought this game when I already bought this game not long ago. Well, unfortunately, guys, my copy of Gears of War 2 was broken. I tried to play it the other day, didn't work, and I was really pissed off about it. This one looks in a lot better condition than my other one. That should work. I hope it works. I'll be so annoyed if this one's broken. But yeah, this is supposed to be one of the most common games on earth, guys. Like, if you look at the CeX listings for this game, it is currently stocked in almost every single CeX, but not my local. So when I finally saw that it was in my local CeX, I was super pumped for it. But again, they couldn't find it. So I don't know if there was like a glitch on the system or something. But yeah, something happened there. Anyway, I've got the game now, guys. I'm not too worried about the condition of the case. It is very dirty. It's a pretty filthy game, but I'm not bothered because I've got a case for this and it's in good condition. The manual is fine, but again, I've got this. All I need is a disc. You know, that's literally all I need. So as long as this works, works, I'm happy. So yeah, for just £1, guys, that was kind of a no-brainer. I really liked Gears of War 1, so I'm very excited for Gears of War 2, and then we can work our way on to Gears of War 3, and so on and so forth. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that works. Anyway, guys, let's get on to our fails. So this game, I was so excited when I saw it in stock, guys. Like, you've got no idea, because I've wanted this game for some time. It's quite rare, it's not easy to find, really pumped. So I do the click and collect, I get the games, and it looks in great condition. I'm like, yes, you know, like I was expecting a covery print, I was expecting all these different things to be wrong with it, but from first look, looked great, you know, no problems, no red flags, nothing. But I get the game home, I test it to see if it works. It's broken, guys. The copy is broken, and I'm really, really devastated, because like I said, this game just doesn't seem to come into stock ever. I don't see it. I never see this game. Anyway, what is the game gonna be? It is gonna be Puppeteer for the PS3. Oh, I've wanted this game for so long, guys, for so long. It's not even a cheap one either. It's 40 quid. So yeah, it's quite expensive for a PS3 game, but obviously that's because of its rarity. You don't see it. It's a game I used to have, and stupidly, I traded it in for virtually nothing. I probably traded it in for like 3 or 4 quid, because I was an idiot teenager. When I was collecting for the PS3, I used to play the games and then trade them into CeX to buy new ones, you know, kind of makes sense. But I traded in so many great expensive games. I had Yakuza Dead Souls, traded it in for pennies. I had Painkiller HD, that's rare, so traded that in. I had Splatterhouse, traded that in for like a £5. Honestly, the amount of PTSD when it comes to me trading in or just getting rid of stuff is just terrible. I've gotten rid of some really fucking good games. I gave my older brother Gregory Horror Show as a kid. Do you know how fucking much I regret it? Because he still got it, right? That's like a £100 game now, and I bought it for like a £5 and gave it to my brother for free. Anyway, the Puppeteer was a game that I really regretted getting rid of, so I wanted it back in the collection. I saw they had it in stock, I was pumped, I was getting it. I had vouchers, obviously, to buy it. Yeah, like I said, condition-wise, it's all good. The manual's there, and it's like really good condition. The case is good, the paperwork's good, everything's good. Even the disc looks good enough to me. It looks playable. But yeah, I pop it in, and it's loads up fine, and once you get to the main menu, it basically just doesn't work. You try to play the game and it just freezes. So yeah, unfortunately, guys, I am gonna have to take that one back to CeX, get my my voucher back of 40 quid, and I'll probably just have to order it again or something. That's probably what I'll do. That, or I'll just wait for it to come back in stock again. I don't know, maybe they could resurface it, maybe that'll fix it. We'll see what they can do, but either way, I'll get my money back or something. It's just really annoying. I don't want my money back. I want the game to fucking work. But yeah, before I do take this one back, I will actually test this out on my older brother's PS3, because I am actually going to my older brother's tomorrow. I'm gonna be chilling over at his house in the evening, so I'll just take this around and test it just in case it's my PS3, but I don't think it is. But yeah, super upset with that one, guys. Like, genuinely, I'm very devastated. Anyway, guys, that is all of my pickups. Like I said, it wasn't the best and most craziest haul. It was mostly about, you know, trading in stuff today. That was the objective. But honestly, I figured it was going to be quality over quantity. You know, I thought with the Puppeteer in here, it didn't really matter how many games I picked up, because this is one I wanted so badly. Knowing my luck, I bet you Gears of War 2 doesn't work, and I will be so pissed off if this doesn't work. I'll quickly show some footage of this working or not working. You know, I'll overlay it whilst I'm talking, so hopefully it does work. Like I said, I'll be so pissed off if it doesn't. At least I know this one works. I've tested and tried Lord of the Rings Conquest, and this does work, thankfully. However, I will say, I forgot to mention it, no manual, so yeah, it's a bit of a shithole, really, when you think about it. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today. Normally, I do gameplay, but I just don't really feel like it. I feel so deflated with the Puppeteer happening that, you know, that was the game I was going to play today, but yeah, I can't be arsed. So yeah, that's unfortunately going to do it for today, guys, but yeah, if you did enjoy, like the video, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.